Hello. Hi. This is a new type of video that I want to go ahead and do, covering the entirety of the newest set, Duelist Advance, every single card. I'm going to be reading, going over, and discussing the differences between how things are going to be working for the TCG versus the OCG. We have 101 new cards in this new set, and this is meant to be a overall huge guide for you, as well as for myself, in order to prepare for not only what this set is going to be including, but also for pre-release events. See, a lot of times, my local area has pre-release events that are a 25 card, no, it's not 25 card. It's 5 packs in total, which to build a 20 card deck minimum, with as many copies of cards as you would so wish, so long as you have enough copies of those cards. So, for a sealed environment, this is going to be a great talk about what good cards you think to pull, what cards synergize well together, so that way you don't have 45 minutes of sitting around and thinking like, this guy's more stats or whatnot. We're going to discuss synergies, we're going to discuss all of that as well as the overall impacts of the metagame that these cards are going to be including in this core set. So, if you like this kind of content, like this kind of longer form videos, be sure to have a like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, and let me know if I should do this for more sets and like this in the future. So, let's go ahead and get things started. We're going to start off with card number first, so it gives us some sort of strategy and discussion of what things go down, and it'll talk things out via archetype. We're going to start off with the Zubaba, Gaga Ga, Go Go Go, and Do monsters. Zubaba Knight is a super rare in the newest set. That is, yes, super rare in the newest set. That is a level 3 warrior. If normal specialed, add a Zubaba monster from deck to hand except for itself. It becomes that notch level, or destroy a level 4 or lower defense position monster your opponent controls. So we're going to have to talk a bit about the rank 4 possibilities of the set as well within this, but these cards all included, including Gaga Ganbara Knight, not Go 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 Goblinberg, but Do Warrior. These main 3 cards are going to see as an interesting piece set for Ryzeal, alongside the other rank 4 that is available in the set. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it at? Is it not in the same sort of number? That's very interesting. It's a little bit further down. Gaga Girl as Heroic Champion Magnum Excalibur, and number F0 Utopic Futures Zexal down 42, 43, and 44 at Ultra Secret and Common. So the commons will definitely be something to talk about, but these are more of the the other rank 4s, as well as this monster. Let's go ahead and see here. And Gorgon of Zilofthonia, that one I'll also talk about a little bit later. So Gaga Girl and Heroic Champion Magnum Excalibur are the rank 4s that are available. Gaga Girl is a generic rank 4 as well, but Magnum Excalibur is a common, but it's warrior locked. Ganbara Knight is a 4, which allows you to reveal a Gaga in the extra deck, meaning you have to reveal Girl. So this is a sort of like a 2-carder to do this, and then special summon a Gaga if you want to, or change the battle position monster in the field. These all feel like in sealed, not great. Not great at all. You would need to go Goblinberg, and there's no other Go in the set. You'd have to go and go for old versions of these cards. Pulling nearly any of these cards at the top of the list, not great. Super, and Ultra. These are 4s that are fine. Stats-wise, this is a 1600, an 1800 defender, and a 1400 attacker, and a 2300 attacker as well. You would need 2 of Do Warrior in order to go for it, but this is an ultra rare, so you are less likely to see that in the first place, and seeing a second one, highly unlikely. As a tribute summon, it's a level 6, 2300, so perhaps if you do get this, that could be fine. But I think overall, the rank stuff with the Gagagas feel like a bit of a pipe dream. As an extra deck monster, maybe Gaga Girl maybe could be fine to have as like another... No, not even good stats. My god. Okay, so pulling any of these monsters, not great. Magnum Excalibur, 2 level 4 warriors. If it battles during damage, detach 2, double its attack during damage calc only. An interesting battle trick monster, but all of the level 4 warriors are Goblinberg, Ganbaronite, and some other monsters that we'll go ahead and keep in mind, so this might be something to take a look at in the future. And the Argostars Adventurous Arion is another rank 4. Now, this being a generic rank 4 at 2200, you can also Xyz summon using an Argostars monster control. There are none. If Xyz'd add Argostar spell, there are none. During the standby phase, attach 2, place of 3, there are none. So, the main thing that this is if you have enough junk 4s on the field that don't do enough, this gets you a 2200 attacker or defender, which I think is fine. It's fine. We'll see what else we have in terms of stat-wise. Speaking of, more of the stuff is going to be involved. The Lunalights. We have three Lunalight monsters available here. Well, 2 Lunalight monsters available here, Silverhound and Goldleo. Silverhound is a level 3 monster that is a Beast Warrior. Sent to graveyard, special summon a Lunalight from deck except itself, but you can't special from the extra except Lunalights when you control that face-up monster. Meaning that if you pull Lunalight, Silverhound, and Goldleo, you're golden, but you don't have many other options for it, and you need to get a secret rare in order to get the full monster of that effect. But however, when a spell trap or effect is activated, you can banish this card and a Lunalight Fusion from your grave and negate the activation. So you need to find another way to get through a Lunalight card at this point. Now, we have Lunalight Masquerade here, which is also a common. So during the main phase active of this turn, send a Lunalight monster from your deck or graveyard. If you fusion summon a Lunalight, you can add Hollie from your graveyard or banishment to hand, discard a card, fusion summon a Lunalight this turn. So, the main thing you're going to be using this for is a 1400 level 3. There is hardly anything you could do in a sealed environment for this. However, Lunalight Silverhound, as well as Masquerade, and the Lunalight secret rare of Lunalight Goldleo, beautiful, wonderful cards for a competitive environment. I think that there is going to be a definite case where you're going to see Lunalight at the upcoming WCQ and other smaller events alongside this. It is very strong, it is very powerful, it sets up a pretty decent sized towers, and has the ability to OTK, and it has the ability to not only set these monsters up, but also play Baguska and SP Little Knight alongside it, and Baguska is makes the newest fusion that just came out of this set. Where are you? Lunalight. Come on. Come on. Where's that other Lunalight? I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna see here. Perfume Dancer. Yeah, Perfume Dancer and Liger Dancer. Liger Dancer is and Perfume Dancer are both super rares, but there's hardly a way to go ahead and fusion summon in this set without doing it generically. Liger Dancer is going to be very impactful for this set, but it's not going to be a great thing you want to pull in sealed. It's hard to get Leo Dancer and other monsters in the main set, of course. And Perfume Dancer adds Lunalight Fusion Perfume, making other things pop off from there. Very good cards, must say. I think that this set is very impactful in terms of competitive-wise for the Lunalights, but in sealed, you really don't want to see them. So, if you're wanting to go ahead and play sealed, which I imagine you might be wanting to at this point, if you're looking at the entirety of the set, it's what I'm going to be mainly focusing on, so it's just something to go ahead and keep in mind. Now, at common at number 7 is Link Slayer at Ignister, level 5, 2k attacker. If a Cyber monster you control be used as Link material for an Ad Ignister, this card's in your hand. Let's use material. Set the graveyard as Link material, discard a card, target a spell trap on the field, or you could target 2 of this card in the field as use material, destroy that card. So, this is not good. There are not enough Ad Ignisters in this new set. It is the only one, as a matter of fact. So, this being a level 5, 2k attacker, could be used for some of your chump blockers as a way to put out more for the tempo of the game. But we'll still have to see what other options we have available. We have Medius the Pure. This monster is going in the ultra rare slot and is very powerful, because the power patron that is available in this set is available at common. So if you pull a Medius the Pure, this deck suddenly becomes available to utilize. Normal summon, add to your hand or special summon a power patron from deck. If it's a card in your graveyard, shuffle a monster from your hand or face of the field, special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. I mean, this could be another 4 you can go into and use it as a rank 4 opportune monster to go for more plays from there. But let's go ahead and take a look at Artmage Power Patron so you really know what's going on here. It is a common in the set, like I said. You cannot switch from the extra except for fusions. You can activate you only use the following effects during a turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can fusion summon an Artmage Fusion or one Nerva, the power patron of creation. From your extra deck, using this card, you control M monsters from your hand or field. And if sent from hand or field to the graveyard, add an Artmage spell trap from deck to hand. All the Artmage's spell traps are going to be at the higher rarity, and Finmel, Gallifare, and Artmage Laterra are going to all be Super, Ultra, Secret, and Ultra. So it's going to be hard to see what we can do there with what you have, but let's go ahead and pretend you are able to have Power Patron as well as Latera. You take no damage from battles involving this card, so that's going to be very helpful to find out as a 3. If you control an Artmage card, you special this card from your hand, then add an Artmage card from graveyard to hand. During your opponent's main phase, you can special summon an Artmage monster from your hand or graveyard except itself, then return this card from the field to the hand. All of these cards, including Glafair and Finmel, all of these cards are going to be utilized in the Artmage strategy, of course, to first start off with, and these are good investments for the future, especially if they come out cheap, because the deck has done nothing in the OCG. I'm talking, there has been not a single Artmage top that I have seen whatsoever. A lot of that have to do with the fact that Justice Hunters is alongside there, so a lot of the power creep of the meta has come up even further. Maybe there's going to be a small portion within this next month between Justice Hunters coming out that Artmage will see some form of tops at the regional or local level, but I wouldn't count much on it because the NAWCQ is happening right around the corner, and there isn't that many regionals for the NAWCQ when we're in the off-season between then and Worlds, so not much to say there. Graph Flare, the first time this card is destroyed by battle, it's not destroyed, which is very powerful as a 5. If you control an Artmage card, special summon this card from your hand, then you can set an Artmage spell from your deck. So, Power Patron is an Artmage, but so if you're able to get Medius and Galliflare, it's able to go through Artmage Power Patron in order to go for this monster. Or if you happen to have a copy of Power Patron and you open Graph Flare, it is able to be a battle protection for a 2100 once per turn, unable to be destroyed by battle. Very easy in a limited format. And if you control an Artmage card, especially this card for your hand, then you can set an Artmage spell from deck. So if you have any of the higher rarity spells available as well, those are going to be good. You can target one spell trap your opponent controls, destroy it. It's a quick effect. You have 3 or more different monster types in the field, which could be very easy to happen. In a limited format, a lot of times you're able to have both this as a dragon, Power Patron is a illusion, and any other monster could make this card very powerful. If you get Graflare, you are going hard. But it's an ultra rare, so it's harder to pull. Finmel is a secret rare. Your opponent cannot target level 6 or lower Artmage you control with card effects. It's being a level 7 at 2400, very powerful. Artmage, if you control an Artmage card, you can special summon this from the hand, and then you can draw a card, meaning that the Power Patron plus this is a +1. Pretty good. Well, if it's a plus, it evens itself out by special summoning itself. During the main phase, you have 3 or more different monster types in the field. Negate the effects of all faces of monster your opponent currently controls, and their attacks become halved. This is something you want to set up. If you have Medius plus Finmel, my god, you are cooking. You are cooking beyond belief, but hard to say that's ever going to really happen in a sealed environment. Now, these are the cards that I think are going to be the staples of what you want to see at the lower rarity, and the cards that I really took a gander at when it comes to the future of this set: Serene Psychic Girl, Hush Psychic Minister, Mind Procedure, and Prototype Psychic Blaster. I'm going to exit out all of these. See here. So all of the psychic support in this newest set, I'll move Mind Procedure over here as a super rare. Serene Psychic Girl states, if this card is normal special summon, banish a card from your hand, special summon a level 4 or lower psychic from your deck except itself, and you're locked into psychic monsters. You can target a face-up monster you on the field of under psychic control, increase their level by 1 until the end of this turn, meaning that you can make this turn into a 3, other monsters turn into a 3, and any level 4 or lower psychics in your deck become increased level. Hush Psychic Minister could be another example of a monster you could bring out all of a sudden, this being a 3, meaning that you can bring this monster out and in defense, and this being a non-tuner to this monster's tuner, means you can go for the Synchro Psychic monster. If we go and see here, there is I'll go ahead and get these out right now. Is it Absolute Axon Kicker, I believe? No, that is the Fusion. Here it is, Silent Psychic Magician. This is a Synchro 5 that states, if special summon target a level 4 or lower psychic monster graveyard or banishment special summon it, then you can increase its level by 1, meaning that any copy of Psychic Girl, Hush Psychic Minister, and Silent Psychic Magician is a 2400 combo piece. You want to get Serene Psychic Girl out, banish something, bring out Hushed Psychic Minister, maybe you play even higher than 20 in order to make sure that it comes out, But you don't have to worry about that, because if you control a psychic monster other than itself, it can special itself out for free, and then you can synchro summon into Silent Psychic Magician, and then you can bring back anything you would like from graveyard or banishment, including a 2100 defender, or this monster, which allows you to go for further plays. So, you can go ahead and increase its level, and this monster also states you're locked into special summoning from the extra deck except for psychics, which you're not tend to do in any form of sealed, any other than a sealed environment. So Silent Psychic Magician, of course, is your bread and butter. If you could choose card, we use a Secreterion. You can also treat it as a non-tuner, meaning you can modulate its levels into further plays. And finally, in the super rare slot, if you're lucky enough to get this card, Mind Procedure is a card that could be used as a level 3 tuner. If it was used for a psychic, you can also treat it as a non-tuner. It does each of the following effects once per turn. If normal or specialed, pay 2k, add a teleport, normal, or quick play from deck to hand. If it's banished, you can pay 1,000 to special summon it, meaning that you go for this card into further plays, banishing it, coming on back. Really cool. Let's talk about the 6. So this card, Prototype Psychic Blaster, is fine, right? It is discard special a level 4 or lower psychic from hand or banishment, and if in grave, pay 1,000 and banish another psychic in the grave to special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Meaning that in a pure psychic deck, or any sort of deck that involves a lot of psychics, it could see play as a level 6 further extender, as a 2k attacker. Don't know how well it's going to go ahead and go, though. We're going to go ahead and take a look at, let's see, is this a synchro? It's an Xyz. Ooh, okay. So this being a 6 actually works out decent with Prototype Psychic Blaster. Let's read this card. 2+ level 6s. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon this card using a rank 5 or 7 Xyz you control. Can be used as material for Xyz summon of a turn of Xyz card. Can attack directly. Gets attacks equal to the combined levels and ranks of all its materials times 200. At the end of material, at the damage of this card, battle to attach a material from this card. So, it having 0 attack and defense, meaning that it would gain the amount of levels between what? Let's go ahead and say it's 2 6s for a rank 6. Meaning that it is, what, 2,400? Or if you use a rank 5 and 5 and a 5 and a 5, that would be, yeah, 15 times 2. That's 3k on a rank 5, or a 7 and a 7 plus a 7 plus the rank 7 is what? My mind's drawing a blank. It's 7, 14. 21, 28, 35, 42? 42. Yeah, 4,200. Yeah, I don't know why. 7 times 6. What am I doing? Yeah. Yeah, 7 times 6 is 42, of course. Guys stream the Graceful Force on a rank 7, meaning that this is going to be a 4,200 at the start. Pretty powerful as a monster to go into, but there's really no other 5s or 6s. It's going to be 2 6s you can go into with Prototype Psychic Blaster, so no wonder this card is at a common rarity. Very unfortunate there, but we'll see how that goes further. Let's go and take a look further at the other... Where's the other psychics? Absolute Axon Kicker, Silent Psychic, Crossmind Archfiend, and Psychic Blaster Mark II. So Crossmind Archfiend requires a Psychic Tuner plus 1 non-tuner. It's a level 8, so you're able to go out and go into it via Syrian Psychic Girl, as well as Hush Psychic, into going into Silent Psychic Magician, bringing back Syrian Psychic Girl, making that monster a 3, meaning that you can go immediately into Crossmind Archfiend through the Synchro Summon for a 25-28. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one of your banished level 7 or lower psychic monsters, special summon it. During the battle phase, you contribute one other monster, gain life point equal to its original attack, and if you do, this card gains that much attack till the end of this turn. So this being that you can go for this monster, bringing back a monster, bringing it... well, you would be able to bring back, what, the 5? Yeah, special summon it, and... No, you'd have to go Serene Psychic, Special Summon 1. I guess Hush Psychic would be banished, and then one other monster graveyard. Target one face of monster field, banish until the end phase. So you can get this back then. Interesting stuff. There's some plays here. And as a 9 Psychic Blaster Mark II, meaning that instead of you want to go for an 8, you can go for a 9, requires a Psychic Tuner and non-tuner Psychic monster. Target a banished monster, special summon it to your field, either player's field, which means that it could be an interesting factor to go in with some sort of decks that banish from either their field or your own. Maybe something to deal with Conring Mouse, but probably not. During the main phase, you can banish one monster from your graveyard, target one other face-up monster in the field, banish it, then gain life point equal to that banished monster's original attack. You'll use one of this card's effect each per turn and only once that turn. Okay. At high level, high stats, and the ability to increase levels via Serene Psychic Girl, you can go into this relatively quickly. You increase, yeah, you can target a face-up monster in the field up to the number of Psychic you control. You can target both this monster as well as some Psychic Magician in order to go into this guy. And it would take both those into Psychic Blaster Mark II if you happen to open all of that. So a Psychic Core at common and really lucky pulls could get you into a high climbing synchro sort of deal. Very interesting stuff. Be sure to read. Remember, this is a Psychic and a non-tuner Psychic monster. Please be aware. Do not forget that. However, if you just have an 8, you can always go into Crossmind Archfiend for both the case of Mind Procedure, Serene Psychic Girl, Hush Psychic Minister, and Silent Psychic Magician. So, a lot of things to look up there, a lot of interesting things to take a look at. Absolute Axon Kicker is a fusion that requires a Psychic Synchro and a Synchro monster, and the way that you would fusion it is via the Teleport spell. Yeah. There's Parallel Teleport and Teleport Fusion. Teleport Fusion is a common. So Teleport Fusion states during the main phase, fusion summon a Psychic Fusion from deck by banishing monsters from your field or graveyard as material. If a face-up Psychic monster you control of a special summon from your extra deck is destroyed by a battle or card fight, you banish the card from your graveyard, the target you banish Psychics, so to summon it, release each one once per turn. The Parallel Teleport is I believe it's a super. That's a super, yes. Lets you tribute a Psychic monster with level and special summon level 7 or lower Psychic from your deck or extra. Then, if the original level of the tributed is different, lose life points equal to the difference times 1,000. But you're locked into Psychics only. So, a full Psychic package in a sealed format could be very, very powerful. This brings out anything. It turns the Mind guy. Where is he at? Mind Procedure. It turns this guy into like the ability to either go into fusions monsters or into special summoning anything else, making it so that way instead of a 3 it goes to a 2 or into another 3 or into a different 4 or into the 5 or into the 7 if you really want to go into Thought Ruler. Lots of interesting stuff you could do there. Lots of interesting stuff you could do. All right. Oh, of course, the fusion. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Powerful. If fusion summon, pay 2k, banish all face-up cards your opponent controls. Very cool. Very good. If it's in your graveyard, except the turn set there, banish it. Special summon level 10 Psychic Fusion from extra deck. It's treated as a fusion summon. There are no level 10 Psychic Fusions except for itself, so it's just a fusion summon that can't be destroyed by card effects and can banish all face-up cards your opponent controls. So this card is the boss monster of the deck. If you can get this, it's sick. But if you can't, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look next at the other Monarchs. So we have Adios the Underworld Monarch is a 6/24 1k, normal special, and a Monarch Spell Trap, or a monster with 28 1k from deck or graveyard to hand. You declare an attribute, make one face-up monster on the field become that attribute. If you tribute summon a monster with 2400 attack or defense, or 1000 defense while in the grave, add this card from your hand or special summon it. So this card is an ultra rare, and the ultra rare slot, very difficult to go ahead and find. And Tessera the Primal Squire, reveal a Monarch Spell Trap in hand, so summon this card from hand. Let's go ahead and just double check to see if there are any Monarch Spell Traps. Monarch's Master Plan, Revolt, and Perfection. This is at Common, Super Rare, and Super Rare. the amount of times you'll be able to see Master Plan, Revolt, or Perfection. This card is cool. This card is requiring other Monarch spell traps to be thrown into the mix, so it's going to be harder to see. Monarch's Revolt allows you to get monsters with 2400 and 1000 defense or 801k, so any squires. And we do have TCG exclusive squires. I did remember seeing this. It is... Steel Sing Sacrifice is also a Monarch stats, which is a level 1 801k a light warrior. Allows you to basically bring itself out if you're revealing a high level monster. So this card can be utilized for nearly any monster that is at the level 6 or level 5 area. It brings itself out, but if you don't either, if you didn't normal summon the monster you reveal, it's not great. I think this card will see some use in nearly any form of sealed. Being able to either have some form of recursion, adding back, banishing it to add a level 5 from graveyard to hand. This card is going to be really good for this. But Monarch's Revolt is able to also search this monster, choose one to add to your hand, you send the rest of the graveyard, and you're locked into special summon from the extra deck. Banish from the graveyard, special summon monster with 801k from hand. So you're able to get out Steel Sing Sacrifice, Steel Stringed, be able to reveal itself, even if it was sent to graveyard, be able to go ahead and go for this. And it's still a really good play. Master Plan sends a spell trap from deck to graveyard except itself. And if it's banished, target a face-up card your opponent controls. Add one monster with the same attribute from deck to graveyard. Normal summon any of the OGs. Master Plan, not a great card. You do not want to go ahead and see this in your pre-release polls. However, it is perfect in any form of Monarch strategy for any of the unlimited sections. So I really think that this card is going to be... I really think the Monarch stuff is very interesting. Squire, I need to go ahead and finish reading. I'm so sorry. During your main phase, you contribute summon a monster. If sent to graveyard, special summon a monster with 8/1k from deck, and you're locked in the extra deck. Okay, so this means that you'd maybe, if you see like a big package, maybe saying Master Plan could be fine, but there's not many options you can really go into. Let me go ahead and double take a look at this card. Yeah, it's 2k15, not even Monarch stats, so really not the greatest, but we'll have to see further from there. So next we have Dark Flare Swordsman. Level 6, and level 6 for the Monarch strategy. Interesting stuff. You take no battle damage from battles involving this card. 2200 attack. Interesting. You can use the following effects once per turn. You send a Flame Swordsman or monster that mentions from deck to from your extra deck to the graveyard, special this from your hand, and you're locked into warriors for battling. Quick effect: tribute this card, special summon one monster that mentions Flame Swordsman for your deck, except a level 6 monster. So this is just a level 600 that can take no extra damage. There are no other monsters that are Flame Swordsman related, I believe. So not great, I'll say. Yeah, it's not great. Miasma Dragon Tistina. So now we're going to go ahead and get into some of the further support for the Tistina monsters. Now this is going to be interesting. Level 10 Dark Aqua, 2k attack. Normal or special, add a Tistina, except itself from deck to hand, and you're locked in Light Tristina's gain 1000. Except the graveyard and the cards in the field zone, special this card, and you just cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except Tistina monsters. We don't have any other Tistinas, I believe. Nope. So this is a useless monster. Alright. Kaibaman the Legend. This card is going to be funny in Pure Blue Eyes, but not at all useful for Sealed. Normal special summon, show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons from hand, deck, face up, field, and or graveyard. Special summon 1 Blue Eyes from hand, deck, or graveyard. So some Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard, banish this card, add a Blue Eyes monster for deck to hand. Not even a spellcaster or a dragon. This card does not utilize much of anything. So it could be an interesting thing to go for. It can go Kaibaman normal summon as another monster. It could be the second normal summon off of it could be added off of the regular monsters, so you get 1 Kaibaman the Legend and run 3 Blue Eyes, so now you have 4 bricks in the deck? Maybe? I don't know. I think it's funny, but I don't know if it's worth it. Big Rizzo Hollie Sue is relatively generic. So there's no other Vanquish Soul monsters within the set, so it's really useless overall, but it's going to be very impactful within the overall meta. During the main phase, reveal another Vanquish Soul monster from your hand, and special summon this card from the hand. By revealing another of these two, you can activate one of these effects by revealing monsters in your hand with the listed attributes of either Earth and Dark or Fire and Dark. If you reveal Earth and Dark, you take control of one monster your opponent controls the lowest attack into the end phase. Fire and Dark, special summon a non-psychic Vanquish Soul from deck. That means special summon any Vanquish Soul monster from deck except itself, because Holy Sue is the only psychic Vanquish Soul monster. You can't activate more than one in the same chain, just like other Vanquish Soul monsters, so you can't go ahead and do like Chain Link 1, Special itself, and then Chain Link 2, Fire and Dark for one that's already on the field. So, yeah, it's not great for that part. This card's fantastic in Vanquish Soul like Pure. But in Sealed, you do not want to really see this in your opening 5. Chef de Nouvelles. This card is a 1850 level 3 defender as a pendulum monster. During the main phase, activate this turn, add a non-pendulum Nouvelle card from deck to hand. Let's go and take a look and see if there's any other Nouvelles. There are some. Wait a minute. There's recipe book. Actual Nouvelle card. All monsters you control are changed to attack position. So this being a pendulum effect to add it, and if a monster special summon to your opponent's field, you can special summon this card, meaning that you can go Nouvelle, activate, add recipe book, activate, and then just wait. And then this says, if your opponent specials something, you can special it. If this card in the field is tributed and added to the extra deck face up, place this card in your pendulum zone. You can activate the same effects once per chain. And then once per turn, quick effect, you can target an effect monster on the field, increase level up to 3. And once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster, you can banish one recipe ritual spell from your deck or graveyard. Apply that ritual summons a monster. That won't apply. But this card lets you turn all monsters to attack position. During each time a monster is tributed by a ritual effect, your opponent pays 850. You special summon a ritual, except for in the damage step. You target one of them, add a recipe or Nouvelle card for your deck to hand, except a continuous spell. And if you do, increase that monster's level by 1. So there is some further support for rituals in the set, which is Miracle Raven, Ashland U1000, and Readying of Rites, which allow for you to go for further plays using Chef de Nouvelles and Recette de Nouvelles, because you have ritual summon stuff. But Chef de Nouvelles lets you add a non-pendulum Nouvelle card for deck to hand, so you add recipe book activate, target one of them, add another copy of Chef de Nouvelles to get a little bit of like a sort of like pattern going, right? It is a 0 white Fiend, so could be used as an option for Fiendsmith. Interesting. I think that this could be a fun little like engine to play in for 1800 defenders as some 1850 defenders. So I'd say keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on Recipe Book adding a copy of Chef, adding a copy of Recipe Book. So, but you require this special summon a ritual monster, and the only way to really do that is via Miracle Raven. Now, Miracle Raven is a good card. Miracle Raven sets pendulum effect. Once per turn, you can summon this card by tributing a monster from your hand or field, or total level equals or exceeds 1. So any form of tribute to support, make it so the way this card comes out. And if ritual summoned is unaffected by opponent's activated effects, you ritual summon exactly one ritual monster with a card that requires the use of materials. This card be the entire tribute. If tributed for ritual, add a ritual monster from deck to hand. So this card, if you have multiple copies of Miracle Raven, you could cycle Miracle Raven over and over and over again. Interesting stuff. Ashland U requires 2 monsters with different types and attributes. This card being a common. This card being a common means that it's going to be fairly good for generically. If a ritual monster's card points to attack this monster, effect piercing. So the effect once per turn. Reveal a ritual in your hand, add a ritual monster, different type and attribute from deck to hand. If you summon it, except during the damage step, you can check one face-up card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So Ashland U 1K and Miracle Raven have some sort of combo ability, which is interesting, but I don't know how that's going to play out. Something to look into. And Readying of Rites is a normal spell that adds a Fiend ritual from deck to hand. Then if you added a Pendulum, special summon a Sacrificial Offering token. While you control that token, you cannot search from the extra deck. When your ritual monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you banish this card from your graveyard, draw a card. Meaning that you can go for Miracle Raven and Reading of Rights. Reading of Rights, add Miracle Raven. Miracle Raven is able to bring itself out for free and use as a tribute fodder for any sort of monster that you would utilize. But it is not tributed for a ritual summon, so you can't add another copy of itself, which is very unfortunate. Also, you can go ahead and go for Reading of Rights, place it itself as a token, and you can tribute summon over that token. I think this is fine as a, like, small little engine as well. So we have a little bit of some ritual engines that we can utilize with Chef de Nouvelles and Recipe Book. And the Miracle stuff alongside Reading of Rights could be interesting as well. All these being common. Cool stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and run back on over to the Quants, Super Quants. Super Quant Fairy Zeltan, Super Quantum Black Layer. These cards, very interesting. Zeltan is a card that says if you control a Super Quant except itself, and this card in your hand, you special summon this card, then you make this card's level the same as another Super Quant. You can tribute this card and send a Super Quant card from deck to graveyard except a Dark Monster, or special summon a Super Quant monster from your deck except itself. So, with Black Layer and Fairy Zeltan alongside another Super Quant, I think there is another Quant. Super Quantum Black. Yes. So, you can tribute this card and send a copy of this quick play spell. You get Super Quantum Black Layer on the field. So, also, Quantum Black Layer is a 24/24 level 7. This card is Fenrir, by the way. It has the same stats as Fenrir. It's a dark zombie. It is very odd. This card says, and your opponent activates a monster effect. You discard another card, special this card from your hand. If special summoned, special summon a Super Quantum Mech Beast Xyz from your extra deck using this card's material. And if you do, attach a Super Quant monster from your graveyard to it. If it sends it to the graveyard, add a Super Quant spell from deck to hand. So this card is your opponent activates anything, Super Quantum Black Layer effect. Instantly, come on out. Add, if sent to graveyard, Layer 19 Sudden Incursion Super Quantum Black. This card states, activate all these effects, target attack position monster you control on the field, change its defense. If you control Super Quant, special summon a Super Quant from a deck with a different original attribute, which is not available because there's only darks, or set a Super Quant trap. So this is a battle change, this is a change a monster's defense position's quick play, which I think, okay, I'm going to sound crazy, stop attack at a quick play level in sealed is good. You want this card. You want this card. You want this card. You want as many copies of all of these cards as you possibly can. Black Layer coming out for free. Quantum Black being able to change any monster on the field to defense. This card being able to discard for free and special summon itself from hand. This is not a brick anymore. Zeltan sends Incursion, adds this. This card can add another copy of this. The only card that's not great is Zeltan on its own. I really like this. I really like this engine and the fact that all of these cards are at common. Very, very crazy stuff. You want to see as many copies of these as possible. Okay, so with all that being said, the Super Quant stuff will not see much meta contention. I think the Super Quant stuff seems interesting, seems fun, but not exactly meta relevant, not as competitive, but interesting nonetheless. Morgana, the Eyes of the Witch of Eyes, is a Morganite card. When it declares an attack, you can banish a Morganite spell. They get the attack. Each effect once per turn. If you discard a normal special, add a Morganite spell from deck to hand. Now the Morganites in this Morganite is Guilt Gripping Morganite. Guilt Gripping Morganite is a spell that says you cannot activate effects of monsters in hand. You can normal summon level 5 or higher monsters without tributing. You do not pay life points to activate spell traps. You banish this card from the graveyard, reveal a Morganite card in your hand, place the bar on the bottom of the deck, then draw a card. Okay, so these being supers instantly turn your entire strategy into get Guilt Gripping Morganite as fast as possible. This card is insane. The only thing you're not able to get anymore is the summon of the 6 that you want to get from hand. You can't go ahead and go for the hand effects of monsters that are available, which is unfortunate. You must remember that when you go for this. However, Now, all of your high-level monsters, busted. All of them are really busted now, and I think that is crazy. Oh, I forgot about Angry Burger as well. That's going to be relevant for the ritual stuff. Yeah, ritual summon a recipe card. Monster opponent controls can attack this card. Must attack this card. You go use each effect once per turn. If you feel this card in your hand, add a Nouvelles monster from deck to hand. If you do, shuffle this card in the deck. Tribute one attack wizard monster on either field. If you do, special summon a Hungry Burger, 2k attack or defense. So this is another copy of a searcher for that Nouvelles monster. So you're able to get the Nouvelles monster via Hungry Burger, via the spell, and via this guy. So interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. Yeah. Let me double check to see if there's any way to get for a fusion ritual summon other than this guy. Miracle Raven. Ritual summon's unaffected. If you ritual summon exact card effect, there's no way to really ritual summon it without the original Nouvelles stuff, which is unfortunate. But I think this could see some interesting stuff for that. So. Good thing I caught that. Good thing I did catch that. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on over to Leo Wizard, the Dark Fiend. This card is at level 4, 1350, 2k. For a player to normal summon a monster from their hand with more than 1350 or attack or defense and a original level of 4 or lower, they must tribute summon it by attributing one monster. So you can set monsters, but you are no longer allowed to tribute summon a monster without tributing a monster on field that is higher than this monster's attack. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a light, you can destroy that monster. Destroy by battle card effect, add a monster with 1350 from your deck to your hand. So this adds another copy of itself and is essentially a way to floodgate out your opponent. This card is powerful. Very, very powerful. I recommend playing as many copies as you can of this. Yeah, this is a card to keep your opponent on the back foot. So it turns all monsters into like tribute summoning. Like you must tribute summon now, or you must set, and that is it. Very powerful. Very powerful floodgate for this low-level tournament. Wake Cup Mocha. So once per turn during your end phase, you can change this card to face in a defense position. You can use this effect once per turn. Target a face-down defense position monster on the field. Special summon this card for your hand. If you do, change that monster to attack position. This card's flip face-up. You can target one face-up monster on the field. It gains 1,000 attack, but sends it to the graveyard during the end phase. So, what you do with this little fella. Essentially, you can combo this alongside the copy of Leo Wizard, the Dark Fiend. Alongside it means that way you go from sets... any way to go ahead and go for some further like set plays or anything like that. This card allows for that to happen. You can set any monster that you think that you would need to worry about, and you can Wake Up Mocha effect, special it, and bring it to attack. If it doesn't need to be summoned and you just want to bring out a monster, this brings out itself as a level 3 body. Could be interesting. Could be interesting as a further synchro climbing tool or a link climbing tool as well. So I think that card is going to be fairly interesting. Artmage Diactorus is a secret rare fusion spell, fusion monster, meaning that it's not going to be seen as much play in the sealed environment, but we should still read it nonetheless to talk about stuff for Artmage stuff in the TCG. Diactorus states that it requires Medius to appear on an Artmage card. Changes the battle position of a monster in the field. When your opponent activates a card or effect, if you have 3 or more different monster types, negate the activation, destroy that card. If fusion summon is destroyed, special summon Medius to appear from hand, deck, or banishment. Each effect once per turn. So you would need Medius and the level 1 in order to fusion summon into this guy. This guy brings out nearly anything, and if its fusion summon is destroyed, bring back Medius appear. Bring back Power Patron. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. And you also have Nerva, the Power Patron of Creation. This is a quote-unquote Artmage card. This requires 3 Artmages, but not Medius appear. Cannot use Medius appear. Must be either Fusion Summon or Special Summon for the extra deck by attributing 3 monsters with different types. So, okay. Interesting. So this card can come out if you have a control strategy and you pull this. Huh. So, You can special summon it from your extra deck in defense position by tributing 3 monsters of different types. Once per turn, while this card's in the field zone, it can be destroyed by card effects. When you activate an Artmage monster's effect, you make the activated effect become destroy all cards your opponent controls. So, any different monster with different types, any way you're able to go and get any number of different types on the field in multiple different ways, that's when you can bring out Nerva in defense position. Powerful. I will say very powerful. I think that is an opportunity to be utilized. We're going to go into more fusions here. This card is a ultra rare at Primite Dragon Nether Berzelius. Of course, a Primite and normal, not exactly available. No normal monsters in the set, and no Primate monsters either, but we can still read. He gains 1k for each normal uses for his fusion summon. Negate the activated effects of monsters your opponent controls whose level / rank / link ratings are less than or equal to the number of normal monsters in your field and graveyard. If sent to the field to the graveyard, this is a normal monster from deck in defense position. Interesting card to go into for Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes specifically can utilize this monster as an opportunity to go into make it a 2600, and the number of normal monsters in field or grave. So you can't use anything with levels, ranks, or link ratings less than 8 for Blue Eyes. The number of normal monsters, not the levels of those monsters. So it's just be a 1, which is unfortunate. But it does include link ratings, so it turns off low-level link rating monsters for 2 Blue Eyes in grave. But you'd have to go and get like 1 or 2 or whatever. This turns off Sprite, Mimighoul. I don't know. I think this is interesting. I think it is an interesting card. It helps turn off link monsters for that effect alone. I think is very good. First of the Dragon Lords, it requires 3 normal monsters, and you can only use Fusion Summon. Must be Fusion Summon, you can only control 1 of it. Can't destroy by battle, unaffected by other monster effects. While face up on the field, when a spell trap is activated, you can destroy all spell traps on the field. You only use this effect once per turn. Cool card, not good in Blue Eyes because it pops your own True Light. But I think is, interesting. It being an ultra rare, it being a super rare is interesting, but will not see play in sealed because there are no normal monsters available. Secreterion Dragon is a ultra rare and is meant to be the card meant for the eventual Justice Hunter's Dracotales monsters. Requires a dragon and spellcaster. This card loses 100 attack for each of your banished cards. While this card's fusion summoned, your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summon dragon or spellcasters they control. You can target a dragon and 1 spellcaster monster in your graveyard. Special summon 1, place the other on the bottom of the deck. This is also a super poly target for Blue Eyes, baby! Yay! This is super poly for Blue Eyes to say fucking stop it. They really said that. God, that's crazy. Target a dragon or spellcaster grave, so in 1 place the other in the bottom of the deck. That is I don't care who you are. That's funny. That's funny. We already went through the magicians, the psychic stuff, the Star Ham, ladies and gentlemen. The Star Ham! This is my favorite card in the set just because look at him. Look at this guy. Look at him. Are you kidding me? This is the best card ever. I can't believe they printed this guy. He's so cute. Level 3, if Synchro Summon, discard a card for summon a monster from grave. Use some material for the Synchro Summon. It's treated as a tuner. This card is in your graveyard. Discard 2. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Cool, interesting, level 3, rare level 3, non-tuner Synchro that brings stuff back that can be used as tuners. Very cool stuff. Goes into 4s, goes into 5 plays. I think this card could see some usage. I don't mind it. I know it does see play instead of Yummy currently, so that's an interesting fact. Yeah, I think that's all cool. We already went through Secreterion Dragon, the Star Ham, and what was the other one that's for the 5s? Oh, Vallon the Skyblaster. That's right. Let's see if we can find him. Yeah, Vallon the Super Size Skyblaster. This is a rank 5 monster. 2 level 5s during the main phase. You can attach a material, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, change to face-down defense position. If it's into the graveyard, you can target a face-down card in the field, destroy it. So, I am a believer in K9 Ninja, and Vallon is a key part of that, and I think is cute. I really like this card for that reason. I think it's going to see some form of play there. But other than that, as a rank 5, it's an interesting option. I don't know exactly if it's going to be very well utilized, but it definitely could. Vanquish Soul Rocks is a Vanquish Soul Xyz that requires 2 level 4 Vanquish Soul monsters. That already tells you what you need to know about this card being played here. But this card is basically a Zeus enabler for the deck, requiring 2 level 4 Vanquish Soul monsters, or you can use rocks by using a Vanquish Soul or Rock of the Vanquisher you control by transferring it to materials. So you go Vanquish Soul Rocks over top of any Vanquish Soul that already battled, go into Zeus, if you go into a rank 4, if you want to do that afterward. And it also has the effect to gain these effects based on the attributes of it for an Earth. If you go into Rock of the Vanquisher, which is a Link one that cannot be used for anything, you can go into Vanquish Soul Rocks at that point, go into it, and then detach material, destroy a card your opponent controls, and that is a further play. You can go from there, and then go back into Rocks, which is interesting. So yeah, Rock of the Vanquisher, I mean. So I think that is interesting. That is an interesting factor. You can go ahead and utilize that. Or it could be used as a Zeus enabler if you play into an Xyz deck. We did Gaia Stream and Vallon Skyblaster. Sky Striker Ace equals 0. Okay. This card is crazy. So Ray can go into this via activating its effect without having to worry about going into a Link 1. It just goes activate effect, tributing itself, go into 0. 0 effect, can special summon, add a Sky Striker spell from deck or graveyard to hand. Already nuts. Then, quick effect, tribute this card, special summon Ray and Rose from deck and or grave to destroy a card on the field. Crazy. So you can only use 1 effect per turn only once that turn, meaning that you cannot go for the spell add and then also the tribute to bring out 2 4s, or you can go for it into the spell add and then link off into another monster. But you go into what's that Vanquish? What is not Vanquish? Oh my goodness! You go into engage, add something, link off into Kagari, add back engage, add something. This card's custom. This card's custom if you open Ray. Very, very powerful, very interesting stuff. One of the cards that I think is slept on and has not been talked about nearly at all is Gorgon of Zilofthonia. This card is a link 3, pointing to each of the different sections up there. With 100 attack, it gains attack equal to the monster that it points to. You cannot summon / set to the cards to zones it points to. Monsters this card points to cannot attack, and their effects are negated. What does this mean? Well, I think that this is a fantastic IP monster. IP into SP is the typical play that everyone goes into, and is very powerful at starting a lot of plays. IP into Gorgon of Zilofthonia is going to be the next play that is going to be seeing a lot of usage, I believe. Making it so like any main monster zone activation of any effect without the link monster zone already being utilized. This card says, cool, IP, turn it into that. It is now under skill drain. It does not give a chance to fully resolve its activated effect. Sorry, you can't do anything about it. And it can't be destroyed by battle or monster effects while it points to no monsters. Meaning that if you get rid of it, or you move it away from it, it just stays on the field and makes it so those 3 zones are now fully locked down. You have to play in 2 other zones. So at the NAWCQ, please keep this card in mind. You will need to position your monsters separate from each other at the farthest ends so that way you can keep playing. And do not forget that Gorgon points to the middle column. Never put your monsters in the middle column, and after this card comes out, it can happen. It can and will happen. You will see it. You must be aware. Next up, Ukanomi no Onari is going to be a common. Is this a common link too? It is. Yes. This card is the yummy for the support. Well, somewhat. It's a link to Beast There's two light monsters, including a beast. Opponent cannot target cards in the field zone with card effects. You can use each effect once per turn. If Link Summon, you can target a quick play spell in your graveyard, set it. And if this card is destroyed, for each card in the field zone, you can apply one of these effects, both in sequence. If both, apply them in sequence. Destroy a card your opponent controls and inflict 1,500 to your opponent. So, what does this mean? Well, I think that this card is going to be good in a sort of... I kind of like this for... not only like for Yummy, but also for the AFD support. Like, AFD Runic is something that I've been kind of tinkering with. I know that Runic is not a good archetype right now, and I have a video idea that I was going to be talking about the fall of Runic overall because of crossover breakers, but this card is going to be pretty good for that, I think. Like, it could be used as Frecky, you can use it for the other monsters that are beasts as well, for the other AFD monsters as well that are like beasts. Could see some play, could see some sort of utilization there. I do like it. Now we're getting to the spells. Gaga Utopic Tactics is a continuous spell that states Utopian and Utopic Xyz monster you control whose attribute is light, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. When target them with card effects, you use each effect once per turn. Target level from 1 to 12. Target 2 face-up monsters you control, including a Gaga. They become that level. If you Xyz a monster, is using Utopia or Utopic Xyz whose light, target card your opponent controls, destroy it. So, what is this used for? Well, it would be used for... Where are you? Number of F0 Utopic Futures Exile. Now, this card requires 2 monsters the same rank. There are only really 4 Xyz in this set. You haven't seen too many 4s in the set. I don't know if this is going to be used much play. I'm sorry, y'all. It's a little cope to really go and be thinking that that's going to be happening too much, but you know, we do what we can. So, yeah, that's Gaga Utopic Tactics. Artmage Academic Arcane Arts Acropolis is a secret rare that states you can normal summon Medius the Pure in addition to your normal summoner set. Discard a spell trap, declare an Artmage monster card that is not among the cards you control. It's not been declared for this card its turn. Add from deck to your hand, and you're locked into Artmage, locked for special summon for the rest of the turn for Artmage monsters, Medius the Pure, or from the extra. This is not a once per turn. Not a once per turn. Discard a spell trap, add any Artmage that you haven't already declared. Then add an Artmage. Then add an Artmage. Then add an Artmage. It's nuts what you can do, right? You can add Power Patron if you don't have Medius. You can go this, add like whatever you want, continuously discarding spell traps. There could be some other spell traps that could be utilized if they're sent to graveyard. Nuts. This card is crazy. Any Artmage monster that you want. I'm just stunned. Thea Realize is a common quick play. Send one Medius the Pure from deck to graveyard. Look at the top card of your opponent's deck, place on the top or bottom. Best card from the graveyard, target a face-up monster you control, no matter declare a monster and attribute, becomes that type and attribute to the end of your opponent's turn. Use each effect of Thea Realize once per turn. You don't want to send Medius the Pure, really. You can send it and it gains like another effect. So what? Let me check. Let me double check here. Yeah. So you can send Medius and then Medius shuffle a monster, special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field to normal and add, or normal add or special a Power Patron. So you can send it via this card in order to get to that effect later. Which I think is interesting. I think that this card is interesting, being able to cycle that sort of stuff and being able to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to activate this to send Medius and then get Medius effect. If you pull Medius, you are in a great spot, right? This is essentially the Fallen of Alabaz without having to worry about any fusions in the sealed environment. This being in the ultra rare slot, you're more likely to see it compared to most, but not always. Alright, now at commons, we have Masterwork Succession and Assault and Alteration. Succession says during the main phase, fusion summon a fusion monster using a monster from your hand or field, including an Artmage. This card's in the field zone, that monster gains 500 attack.
During your main phase, banish a card from graveyard, target 3 Artmages, different names in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. Okay. Fine. Assault. Activated, add Medius the Pure from deck to hand. Okay. There we go. This card adds it immediately. Target a face-up card you control. If that face-up monster uses fusion between this card, it trades an Artmage. There we go. That's really good. You only use this effect once per turn. If Artmage Arcane Arts Acropolis you control be destroyed by card effect, you send this card to graveyard instead. Okay, so Artmage Vandalism Assault. Whew. This card is what you really, really want to go ahead and see, and it's at common. So if you happen to see it at all, you're solid. You're really solid there. Then we have Alteration at Ultra Rare. Place the field spell from your deck or graveyard and face up field zone. Or if you control the field spell, add an Artmage card from deck to hand instead, except for itself. When your Artmage is targeted for attack, banish to the graveyard, negate the attack, then you summon Medius the Pure from the hand. Okay, alright. All of these recur and cycle themselves. They're power spells. The Artmage cards seem interesting. Very interesting. I'm more and more sold the more I read these cards, right? I'm more and more sold by the power spells that are available for this deck. So, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Regenesis Cycle. If you control a monster with 2,500 original attack or defense, target a card your opponent controls, and then you can target two. If you control Regenesis Lord, banish that card. If in the graveyard, except the turn is set there, banish it. Special summon a monster with 2,500 attack or defense from hand. Okay. So now we need to look back at any of the stuff that says 2,500. Link Slayer was 2K. I know that Adios is 24. Dark Flare, you were 22. Tistina's 2K. Hollie Sue is 22. Quantum Laner's 24, I know that. Angry Burger 28. I don't think there's anything we can do with this, which is very sad. It's very sad. We don't have anything with 2,500 original attack or defense, unless there's a synchro that plays it. Look, I'm gonna stop myself here from really digging in. Not a lot you could go ahead and do here, like, in my opinion. Like if I missed a synchro that has 2,500, let me know in the comments down below. If there is an extra deck monster that has 2,500 attack or defense, let me know in the comments down below, or I'll find it out later on. But I'm not certain there is. Inferno the Ashened. It's a continuous spell that places opposite him from deck, face-up field, or in either field zone. Target a face-up card your opponent controls and a level 8 or higher Dark Pyro in your monster in your graveyard. Send it to the graveyard, especially summon the other monster from a graveyard to your opponent's field in defense. Custom card for Ashened. But it's Ashened. Primite Fusion. Fusion summon a Dragon Fusion from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your field, graveyard, and or banishment, including a normal. You banish a card from your graveyard, add a level 5 or higher Primite Fusion monster from deck and or Primite monster. Sorry. Banish a card from your graveyard, add a level 5 or higher Primite monster from deck or graveyard to hand. Okay, so Ether Barrel now becomes even stronger because you're able to go ahead and search the Lordly Load, add this, link off, link 1, go into that, bring out the link one, add the field spell, send Blue Eyes, link 1, bring back Blue Eyes, go for further plays, Primite Fusion summon back, including a normal, make that monster, and then go field spell, go off into the fusion, and then Bob's your uncle. Go for even more. Interesting stuff. But not great here. Not great in sealed. Vanquish Soul Start is a good card for Vanquish Soul. Not a great card for sealed, but we can still talk about it. This card turns Dr. Madlove into a positive effect, being able to add any Vanquish Soul spell card or trap card. So you're able to add Vanquish Soul Start to allow for it to target the dark, add a Vanquish Soul with a different attribute, being you're able to add either Raisin or Jiaolong if you'd like, or Hollie Sue if you want to. if you have more than one. And if a Vanquish Soul would destroy by battle, you could reveal a Vanquish Soul from your hand instead. If you control 2 or more Vanquish Souls, set Snow Devil, so you don't have to go for the you no longer have to go for the play of Jiaolong setting the trap. You can Jiaolong add more monsters for more stuff, which is what you kind of want to do. Jiaolong add either the attribute or Jiaolong add the trap was the play you used to have to do. And now without that, start just makes it so that way you can go into the Mad Love, add start, target, add Raisin, or add Jiaolong, or add whatever, and then go for further plays from there. I like it. I like this card a lot. It's in the common slot. You're going to see a lot of this. You're not going to want it in your sealed deck, though. Sky Striker Special Maneuver Lemnisgate is an ultra rare that states target an equal number of Sky Striker ace monsters and Sky Striker spells in the graveyard, shuffle them, and then for every 3, return 1 card of the field to the hand. Powerful. Shuffling back and getting recursion further. If the Sky Striker monster special summon on the field while in the graveyard, you can banish this card and link summon a Sky Striker ace link monster. Very powerful as well. You can turn Ray into a swing, and then effect. You could go ahead and go into it, and then go immediately into another link. Powerful stuff, dog. Powerful stuff. Okay. So let's go and take a look at more of the free agents. We're in the 70s now. Oh, there's another Artmage pack. I didn't realize there's another Artmage. And our Genesis Commandments. Let's go and take a look at Genesis Commandments. Oh, these are traps, that's why. Especially when an Artmage monster or Medius appear from the deck. Good card. Activation effects that include a fusion summon a monster can be negated, and your opponent can activate effects when your monster is fusion summoned. Raise a card from the graveyard, target the Artmage you control, return the monster to the hand slash extra. Awakening, bring out Medius or any Artmage you're able to get is crazy. If you get any of either Finmel, Glafair, or Lyra, you want that trap. You're going to throw that trap in immediately just to say, hey, cool, Artmage effect, Artmage pack effect, bring out whatever I want from the deck. And Genesis Commandments states that apply these effects to all cards you control in the same column as Genesis monsters. Face ups negate their effects. Face downs can't change the battle positions. Face down spell traps can't be activated to the end of the turn. Activate 1 commandments per turn. Commands, not commandments. It was called commandments, but whatever. Good card. Not here though. Not for our usage. Return of the Duelist is a normal spell card that states if an Xyz is on the field, add an equip spell. I don't think I've seen a single equip spell. Is there equip? Ah! XYZ Lay is the only card you have access to. The equip monster gains 200 attack for each Xyz material in the field. You can activate the following effects based on the monster card's type. If it's an Xyz, attach 2, set an Xyz spell trap. Well, I don't want to do that. Other, special summon a monster at the same level in defense position, but negates effects. That's the good card. That's the good part about this card. So, you go XYZ Lay on a 4, go for that, and then you can go into the rank, the high ranking guy if you really want to for some 4s. Not a lot of 4s, but you can. All right. Sudden Thunder Swamp. These are some of the cards you're going to see a decent amount of because they're all commons now. So let's go ahead and make sure we take a look at these. Sudden Thunder Swamp states the following. When this card is activated, discard a card, set a continuous trap from hand or deck with an effect that special summons itself as a monster except the discarded card. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, it's sent to the graveyard or banished face up. Target one of them, add a card with the same name from deck to hand. Use the effect once per turn. You will activate one once per turn. From deck or grave. Destroyed by battle. It's in the graveyard. Target one of them, add a card same name. This is good for Argostar. Odeon. Those are the main things, really. Odeon has an interesting time with more spell trap support because you really want it to be like a monster effect. They use the whole board, uses the whole board, right? You set 4 in the back row if you really can, and you're good at that. Like, you are good. I don't know. This is very interesting. This is a very interesting card. You're going to see this in people who are brewing, who are really like cooking the Odeon stuff, including myself. I'll be trying this out. But in this set, there's really no continuous traps that like special summon themselves, I don't think. Yeah, Spirit Poacher, maybe? Does not special summon itself, no. Let's see. Continue us trap Boyo the Dawn's Spirit Poacher and Monarch Perfection. And Monarch Perfection does not special summon itself. So that's a no-go. So not something to be used here, but something to look at in the future for those decks. Spring! Spring. You can choose any number of your unused main monster zones. Place that number of season counters to this card. Also, those zones cannot be used while this card is on the field. Monsters you control gain 400 attack for each season counter on this card. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can take one field spell from your deck that you can place a season counter on and make it faceable on your field, but neither player can activate its effects this turn. If you do, place all season counters on that card. So. Interesting. So, in Limited, I think that there's going to be a trap people are going to fall into, which is, I don't really need that many monsters on field. I only need a few. So if I go for Spring, I call 3 or 4. You want to call 2. You just need 2, really? Like, to be honest with you, Spring a call 2 and targeting two zones, right? Spring targeting the endmost 2, and you play like it's Duel Links, and you play Spring going for that. I think that could work. I think that can work, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think that could work. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting card to go ahead and utilize. I think you want to go ahead and try out Spring in your limited deck. That will be a option. Unbreakable Xyz Barrier is a counter trap. When a spell trap or monster effect is activated while you're controlling Xyz, negate the activation, then you can attach 2 monsters you control and destroy 1 card on the field. If you match a card from the graveyard, turn a Xyz monster you control, attach a Light, Utopia, or Utopic Xyz monster from your graveyard to it. So, if you are able to go for a number of 4s, this card is good. If you are not able to, this card is dog. It's dog. And I do not recommend it. I don't recommend it. No, folks. No, I do not. Trapaholics Remix. Target a spell trap you control, destroy it. Spell a normal trap for your deck except itself. You can activate this card. If this card it can be activated this turn while you have 3 more traps in your graveyard. You have 1 Trapaholic per turn. You need to have, I don't think it can target itself. I do not think it can target itself. You can go Trapaholic, target something different, and then chain that other thing you're using. Or you go that thing you're using, chain Trapaholic. Could be used. Shipping error. Shipping error states, it's a normal trap. When a card or effect is activated, it includes an effect that adds a card. You activate your card, your opponent takes 1 card from their deck for you to add to your hand, and if you do, you must keep that card revealed during the end phase of this turn. Shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. So, this essentially states the card that you wanted, I get now. Then, at the end phase, I shuffle it back into your deck, and you draw a card instead. Cool idea. Cool idea. Very cool idea. Don't know how that's going to be utilized in the deck, but very cool idea. Now I'll actually read Spiritual Poacher. Once per turn, during your opponent's standby phase, activate one of these effects. Place a monster from your deck in your spell trap zone against a continuous spell. Your opponent can special summon one monster card with original attack, with less original attack than their life points from your spell trap zone to their field. Then they pay life points equal to its original attack. If an effect monster you control a special summon to your opponent's field, send this card from your graveyard. Special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your deck. Whew. Okay. Interesting. This basically says, give your opponent something later every other standby phase, but you get to add, you get special summon level 4 or lower from the deck. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about these three as a package. These three are very good. Very good. Don't know how well they're going to go in sealed, but we'll see. Yugioh, the Dawn's Light, is a level 3 Dark Fiend BA support. Monsters in left and rightmost monsters, main monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. With each effect of this card once per turn. If it's in your hand, you can target a Fiend effect you control, negate its effects, special summon this card from hand. If it's in the graveyard, add Mutiny in the Sky for deck to hand. Well, what's Mutiny in the Sky, you may ask? Well, Mutiny in the Sky is a spell card that states, fusion summon a Fairy or Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling Fiend and or Fairy monsters from your graveyard into the deck as material. You can only use Fiend and Fairies as material for this card's effect. Remember that. If it's in the graveyard, send a Fiend or Fairy monster from your hand or face-up field of the graveyard, add to the hand. And the monster you're going into is Loose the Dusk's Dark. 3 Fiend and or Fairy monsters in your graveyard. Fusion summon. Monsters in your left and rightmost monster zones, main monster zones, can't be destroyed by card effects. You use each effect once per turn. You target a card your opponent controls, send a Fiend or Fairy from deck to graveyard. If you do, destroy that card. If another card you control is destroyed by card effect, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. This card is crazy in Burning Abyss. It's also good as an option for Mutiny in the Sky and Yugioh the Dawn's Light have so many different synergies for a lot of different Fiend and or Fairy decks that can be utilized overall. You can go into Burning Abyss. You could fuse into Loose with Mutiny, or you can go Mutiny fusion summon out the Burning Abyss monster that's a fusion monster. You could do so much with this. I think it's really neat. Dark Worlds, Despias, you have some generic stuff you can go ahead and do with Fairy Piles. Interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. I'm a big fan of it. We talked about these. Psychic Omnibuster is an effect synchro common. So this is a 7 other synchro that you can utilize. It requires a tuner and a non-tuner psychic. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, you can pay 2k and declare a card type, monster, spell, or trap, but you can only declare each type once per turn. Look at a random card in your opponent's hand, and if it's the declared card, apply these effects in sequence, skip over any that do not apply. This card can't be destroyed by the effects of the declared card type this turn. Banish the card you looked at, face up, until the end phase. It's the 2500. Synchro summon this guy, and you go into Cycle. If you're able to go into the Synchro 7, you go into that, and Cycle now becomes a effect that targets a card your opponent controls and banishes it. That could be a play. That could be a play, to be honest with you. It's a little cute. It's a little cute. Ooh, it's a little cute. I like it. So that's what Psychic Omnibuster really is going to be used for, is for its stats. It's a level 7, it's a Synchro 7 Psychic, Wind Psychic monster, 7 stars, 2500 attack, requires a Psychic monster for its material as a non-tuner. That's what I think it's going to be used for. We'll get to Arby's in a second. We're going to go ahead and talk about the other cards that are imports. Galaxy War Drake is a super rare. And this card states, if a level 4 light is special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Target one other light level 4 light monster you control. Make both that monster and this card level 8 until the end phase. And you're locked into lights the turn you activate either of those effects. This is a level 1500 body. That is what I'll say about this. I think that is a 4 that's level 1500 body, and there's not really many lights that you can utilize in the rank 4 pool for this card's effect. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... There's no 8s either. This card, Uke no Mitsune no Tamayura, is a level 3 Beast Tuner, 1500, 3k. If you control level 4 or lower Light, Beast, Plant, or Fairy, you can special summon this card from your hand. A monster with Synchro Summon using this card's material gains these effects, gains 500. Your opponent can't target defense position cards with effects. This card is a AFD support card that I think is going to be really good. Full stop. This could be really good for AFD. They could be utilized also in any number of Fairy cards, or any number of Fairy decks, a number of Beast decks, and some plants. The main thing I think that's going to be utilized is not only for the AFD, but also for Runic. This is another Runic tuner that allows for 3 access as well, to go into 6s, or to go into 7s with Freki, or to go into 5s with Hugin. That's my honest opinion about that. And then we have Moon Magician and Moon Guardna. Moon Magician is a... Oh, man, this is crazy at common. Oh, my God. Okay, it's an 1800 level 4 light spellcaster. Already. Crazy. If your opponent controls an Xyz, special this from the hand. It's normal special. To your level 4 light on your graveyard, special summon it, but negates effects. Moon Guardna, level 4, 2k, defender. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, special this from the hand. Special summon this turn from play. Normal special summon. Your opponent controls a monster. Target level 4 light in your graveyard. Adds your hand. All right. This, and this are going to be the staples of the format, right? You're gonna want as many copies of Moon Magician and copies of Moon Guardna as possible. These cards are crazy for sealed. 2k defender that is able to be special summoned for free. Moon Magician comes out immediately, and any rank 4 you can get is going to be wanted. You're going to want Gaga Girl, you're going to want Argostars Adventure Arian. This is a spellcaster. This is a spellcaster, not warriors, unfortunately. This is a dragon, not warriors, unfortunately, so you cannot go into Magnum Excalibur, but you can go into Adra, you can go into Gaga Girl, add Secret. Yeah, those are the main things you're going to want to go into. These are going to be bodies that you're going to want to go ahead and get into as often as possible. So you get Moon Magician, you're gonna get Guardna add back Moon Magician. This is the churn, baby. This is the churn. This is what we call the churn, baby. This is what we call the churn. All right. So, if you happen to pull Alt Art Gaga Girl, I'm so sorry. So sorry. All right, and then finally, the TCG exclusive archetype. We could finally talk about it. Arby's. They have the meats, baby. We're going to talk about each and every one of them. We're going to start with the highest rarity stuff, so we know how powerful these cards can possibly be, but probably won't be. Arby Funk Doc. Funk Dr. Conrad. That's me after I'm playing some fucking boogieing. Some shit that's boogieing, baby. Oh, this is super rare. Arby Stage Landing. Arby Stage Landing is a secret. There we go. Stage Landing is a secret rare that states: special summon an RB from deck or extra with a different name for the cards you control. If an RB you control destroy a battle or card effect, you banish the card from your graveyard instead. You cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this card except machine monsters with 1500 or less original attack. So, not a once per turn. Can bring out the Link 3 or the Link 2 or any of the little bodies. But it has a pre-lock effect. You can't go for further plays at this point. Funk Doc is a field spell that states when activated, add an RB from deck to hand except for Funk Doc. Each time a monster you control is controlled by battle or card effect, gain 5. Face of RB leaves the field. Special summon RB from deck. You'll use the effect of RB once per turn, and you will activate 1 Funk Doc per turn. All of these are at the super, ultra, or secret rarity, so you're not going to see these too often. You're probably going to see a super rare of Cutter, Driller, or Rocket. Let's go ahead and take a look at... Oh, Funk Doc maybe also. You might see Funk Doc to add an RB. So if you get Funk Doc plus a different RB, cool. If you see Stage Landing plus the Brute Blues, you're goated, like absolutely. The Brute Blues is a Link 3 that requires 2+ machines, gains attack equal to the original attack of RB monsters it points to, and it gains the following effects while it points to an RB. can make a second attack during each battle phase and cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During your main phase, add an RB from deck to hand. I'm going to keep reading. We have Valkan Rocket Booster. Link 2 machines. Link Summon, add an RB spell. This card's an extra monster zone, especially an RB from hand or graveyard. Then you can move this card you control to another main monster zone, but you're locked in the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for monsters with 1500 or less attack. That's each effect once per turn. You have Rocket, level 5, 1k, 1k. If you control no face-ups, or the only face-up monster you control are RBs, especially this card from your hand. So summon Rocket, return this way. If Link summoned, use an RB Link, pay 1,000, target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, destroy them. If you do, put 500 to your opponent for each card destroyed. Cutter, 4/7/7. If you control no face-up monsters, or they only control RBs, special from hand, special summon Cutter once per turn. Activates a spell trap. You get to pay 700 to destroy this, negate the effect. Destroy that card. Finally, Driller. Is this card a common? No, it's super rare. 500, level 3, Earth Machine. Control no monsters or face-up only control RBs. Special summons from hand. Special summon Driller this way. During the main phase, if it's linked to an RB, pay 500, target monster controls. Destroy both that and this card. Lays effect once per turn. So you have a quick effect pop of a monster. Quick effect negate of a spell trap, paying 7. You have pay 1,000, inflict 5 to destroy 2, but that is not a quick effect. Valkan Rocket Booster lets you special summon a different one from hand or graveyard defense, then move it to a different monster zone. The Brute Blues is a Towers that states that it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. It gains attack equal to the RB monster points to. Funk Doc activates another RB, and if monster your opponent controls destroyed by battle, gain 500. And if an RB leaves the field, you bring out another one from deck. So if they beat over the little guys, you can Funk Doc, bring out another little guy. And Stage Landing basically goes for those effects, and if an RB would tend to be destroyed, but instead of trying to go over the little guys, which you most likely would try to do, it would banish this from the graveyard instead to keeping those little guys alive. Meaning your only monster to be in attack position includes Brute Blues and maybe Valkan Rocket Booster. But you probably use Valkan Rocket Booster if you go into the Link plays to go into, you would probably go Stage Landing, bring out Valkan Rocket Booster, add Funk Doc, add Driller or Cutter or Rocket, link off into Brute Blues, and then you Valkan Rocket Boosters, bring out another one from Grave. Bring out another one from... you link off at either the one in Grave or the one in Hand. And you go into Funk Doc. You can special summon a... Leaves the field by card effect. You special summon RB from deck. That's not going to happen too much. At least on your turn. It'll happen on your opponent's turn plenty. That's all I have to say about RBs. I think they seem like an interesting, fun archetype that's self-contained and has a very prohibiting lock that allows for some plays to go through. Like, you can go into some synchro plays of Speedroids. Speedroids, I think, is going to be good with it. Yeah, because you're able to go into Dawn. You're able to go into, like, stuff like... Maybe some Crystron stuff, like Dawn Dragster. Or, I don't know what Ella Skeletus's, like, stuff is. I can go ahead and read that real quick. Let me just double check. Crystron... Ella Skeletus is a 2600. Dang. Well, that won't work. But there's some other stuff you can go ahead and utilize for monsters under 1500 for machines. So it's not fully locked out from the extra deck. And it only locks from the extra deck. You can still go into Sky Striker stuff, right? You can go Sky Striker RB. That could be a useful thing. But anyway. Overall, I'll go ahead and give my final thoughts on this set. I think this set is fine. And this set is fine overall for the TCG meta. I think it's going to see a couple of strategies they're going to see play, including Onomat for Ryzeal. You're going to see Vanquish Soul as the best deck that comes out of this set. You're going to see RB experimented with. You're going to see Lunalight as one of the top cards in the set. You are going to see Artmagia as something to either invest in or experiment with. And you're going to see some boosts for Primite for some fusion stuff alongside with Blue Eyes. And yeah, those are my main thoughts about that. Monarch is a deck, but won't be that competitive. And Psychic is going to be a fun little thing to go ahead and test out with in the TCG. In sealed, here's what you need to note. Psychic is going to be very important. Elfan and the Super Quant stuff is going to be very important. If you do not have access to the Super Quant stuff, the Morganite stuff is going to be very important to bring out a 2400, to bring out any number of high-level bodies to be summoned for free without a tribute summon. You're going to want to get as many copies of Moon Magician, Moon Guardna, and Galaxy Wardrake as possible in order to get out a lot of bodies continuously. A lot of 4s bringing themselves out continuously. If you can find a 4, great. If you can't find a 4, fine. You'll be fine afterwards. Some synchro stuff you can utilize. You're going to have the Link to, as well as Mitsune no Tamura. Excuse me, my goodness. I am losing, I'm fading quickly. It's been a long, non-cuts for an hour-and-a-half video. There is a lot you can go ahead and utilize in the set. Hopefully, my rambling has been somewhat helpful for you to understand what's going on. I now have, with this whole session, am fully prepared for my sealed event coming up very soon. Keep in mind that this card is actually going to be pretty good. It's just stop attack. It's a good card. Yeah, and if you have any way of get to any of the Artmage cards, you're golden. You are golden. You find Artmage in that one Artmage trap, you're solid. The Gagas, don't worry about that. The Monarch stuff, interesting, but don't think they'll see much play. Psychics are going to be important, like I said. The ritual engines for bodies could be free. As free bodies could be interesting. But keep in mind that you're going to need to play around activating monster effects because of the Super Quant. If the opponent has the Super Quant Fenrir, you are going to have a bad time. You need to be concerned about that. So please keep that in mind. Either way, thank you so much for going out and watching this long-ass video. If you really like this, if you really like my ideas, my rambling, whatnot, be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you want to go ahead and see me do this for more sets. I'll judge how well this video does overall, and determine if I should do this for further videos in the future. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Subscribe. I love y'all. See ya.